Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today there is not just one, but two Humble Bundles of interest to game developers. And a few months back, I said, anytime Humble Bundle releases a game development bundle, I will purchase it and let you know what is in it and if it is appropriate to you. And today we've got two of them that probably couldn't be different. The first one is the 8-bit pixel game dev bundle. This is a whole bunch of 8-bit pixel art and sound files for creating games. This comes from Game Dev Marketplace. We'll get into the licensing details and all that in just a second. And the other one is the Classic Video Game Boss Fight Books Collection. And this is publishing books of nonfiction documentary style about classic video games like Earthbound, Metal Gear Solid, and Shadow of the Colossus, collected here for the first time in one bundle. Each book takes a critical, historical, and personal look at a single game. We will get back to that one in a second, and we will go with this one first. So, how does Humble Bundle work? Well, basically, it is a collection of stuff, books, or assets, or software, or games around a common theme, with proceeds going to Humble, the publisher, charity, and if you so choose, and thank you if you do, to Game From Scratch. And what you get in each bundle is all based off of tiers. So you've got, in this particular case, it's actually 3 tiers available. If you buy the top level tier, you get all the tiers below it. You buy the mid-level tier, you get the first 2 tiers, and you buy the bottom tier, you get just that. I know that was probably more confusing than it had to be, but oh well. Anyways, we're talking, and this one 8-bit bundle is mostly pixel art stuff and sound effects. So we're looking at the dollar tier. You get the fantasy enemy creatures pack, the pixel art game backgrounds, the super pixel objects and items. Now I'm not going to drill into each one of these simply because there are just so many of them. If you have questions about a specific bundle and hitting the little question mark doesn't actually answer your question, then let me know and I can drill into it and give you a bit more detail. All right, so we've also got the textures pack, food and kitchenware, world map, pixel art tile set, game collectible pack, pixel art, Will's Magic, pixel particle effects, Deep Forest 16 color tile set, pixel house set, and 8-bit retro game sound effects. So that's at the first tier. Now we got at the second tier, if you pay $14.17 or more, you get the arcade item pack and the first tier of stuff. Arcade item pack, cyberpunk shooter, pixel art spaceships for shoot 'em ups, pixel art side-scrolling spaceships, pixel art bedroom kit, pixel art tile set collection, adventures package, pixel font pack, fantasy platformer, pixel art props, zombie survival, Valiant pixel art character, Valiant Knight pixel art character. So that is your middle tier here. And then your maximum tier of $25 US, you get the pure 8-bit magic 12 royalty-free tracks pack, pixel art farm kit, 8-bit sound effects pack, zombie package for the pixel game kit, the pixel art game kit seem to be from the same developer but different packs. You get customizable pixel art character kit, fantasy medieval, tiny RPG dungeon, 8-bit tunes 8-pack, pixel art sci-fi space station, pixel art forest kit, fantasy forest pixel art tile set, music loops for 8-bit games, space package, simple pirate characters, zombie characters, and medieval characters. Now, if you look and see some of these things in these packs look very familiar, that is because you will find them on multiple stores. They will often be on itch.io, the Game Dev Marketplace, and even sometimes in the Unity Asset Store. So if you're thinking some of this looks really familiar, well, that's why. And then in this particular case, it supports the charities of Hilarity for Charity and the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. Now, you can also direct to a different charity at checkout if you so wish. So that is the first pack. Now, obviously, you're going to have a couple of questions. What do you get? Well, it is basically a collection of zip files, the contents of which varies massively between the actual provider. Now, the next question you're obviously going to be, well, actually, let's cover this off first. You'll also notice the sizes are tiny. So only the music files come in at more than a couple of megabytes in size. And you can store them here. You can download them from your Humble Bundle at any particular time. So once you've purchased it, they will be stored here forever. The example of one is I downloaded this guy right here, the pixel art game backgrounds, to give you an idea of what a pack looks like. And it looks like this. So you see here, you've got a bunch of different backgrounds. So for example, we'll select forest. There's 5 different forests. We'll select the first forest. You'll see the PSD or the original Photoshop raw files are available there. So if you want to modify it, and then they've got it rendered out at various different game ready resolutions. And there you can, ooh, that's not the most impressive I've ever seen. Here, let's go with the full. So you can see it's built across 4 different layers of parallax, and that is your end result. And again, you have all the PSD files that were used to generate that. Now, that could vary from pack to pack. That may not be in all of the packs, but it does give you an idea of what you get when you download these. Now, the obvious question you're going to have next is, okay, what about the license? Well, we ran into this before. Game Dev Marketplace sold some stuff on Humble Bundle in the past, and they didn't ship it with a license. The nice thing is now, if you actually purchase this, not before, which is really, really stupid, but once you've purchased it, you can get the licensing terms available here. But don't worry, I am giving you that right now. So it is available here. You will see the important part is they clarified one of the dumbest things in their old version. Is each asset that comes in the bundle is covered by Game Dev Market standard license term, which now allows all assets to be used in multiple projects, whether commercial or non-commercial. Before, it used to limit you to like one project, and the commerciality was kind of odd, making the bundle basically useless. In this case, they have clarified that, and it definitely makes the assets a lot more useful. Now, if you want to dig into their full marketplace, and I haven't, I am not a lawyer, I don't feel like reading all this, but the full-blown version of their marketplace is available on gamedevmarket.net/terms and conditions. And this is the license they're released under. They're released under the Pro license. I would comb through this before purchasing if you intend to use these assets in a commercial product. So do be aware of that. But the last time Game Dev Marketplace did a bundle, their license kind of started off really crappy and then had to be refined. In this case, the license at least is that refined version of the license. So do be aware of that before you intend to use anything commercially. So now on to the second part of the bundle. Now this one again is a bit strange. It is as they said earlier, a bunch of ebooks that take a critical, historical, and personal look at a single game. Those particular games are Earthbound, Mega Man 3, ZZT, and Galaga, all at the $1 tier. And then we get into the $8 tier. You get soft and cuddly Super Mario Bros. 2, Bible Adventures, Baldur's Gate 2, and Metal Gear Solid. And then at the final tier, we have Shadow of the Colossus, Spelunky, World of Warcraft, Super Mario Bros. 3, Chrono Trigger, Jagged Alliance 2, Kingdom Hearts 2, Katamari Damacy, I know I'm probably saying that wrong, Final Fantasy 5, and Shovel Knight. And that's basically it. If you're interested in learning about these books, basically here you get them in EPUB, Mobi, and PDF for every single book that was in that collection. Now, you'll also notice that those books are all very, very, very small. And I was sort of expecting kind of a little bit more behind the scenes, some screenshots, some of the design process that went into the games. That's not really what I got. Now, I got to admit, right up front, I've only really kind of skim-read one book. That was on Baldur's Gate 2, which frankly is one of the best games ever made in all of history. And here is what you get. And you will notice it is a text wall. So you've got the initial graphic, which quality levels isn't really staggering. And then kind of this big write-down of kind of their observed history of the game, and then some of what they felt playing it, some of the game mechanics they felt while playing it. I don't know about this one. I don't know if I would buy it again. It literally has no pictures or anything in the book. They are all text bombs. So if you're looking to read about books, their development, the other person's history of it, based mostly from what I've seen on public domain information, this might be ideal for you. It's kind of like people's recollections of their experiences with the game. It's not my thing, if I'm honest. If I could turn back time, other than I'd buy it again to let you guys know about this. It's not my thing, but I can understand how it could definitely be of interest to some of you guys if you guys are more interested in in-depth experiences other people had with actually playing games. This might be for you, but it wasn't what I was expecting when I went ahead with it. But again, part of the point behind this series is to make you aware of what you are actually getting. And you're not getting a behind-the-scenes design type book. You're basically getting these people's impressions and experiences and researched history of said games. But again, I haven't gone through a ton of these books. I've really just kind of skimmed this one book on Baldur's Gate, and I skimmed one of the other ones as well, just to see if they were kind of similar. I think it might have been Chrono Trigger, and I found a very consistent experience between them. But you may have some experience with boss fight books that I don't, so if you could enlighten the audience what you're going to get if you buy these, like, what your experience with and what you thought of the quality of the writing in them, it definitely will help other people. But if you're just generally interested in reading about games and you want to fill your Kindle up with big walls of text, could be a good bundle for you. But I think the one that most people are going to ultimately be interested in are the 8-bit pixel game dev bundle right here. And that's it. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the charity. So the second one, the charity by default is Girls Make Games, but again, you can change that to whatever you want. You can also choose how you want to allocate how the money goes in the end. So if you want to pick a different charity, there are, I think, about 10,000 on there. So do be aware of that. That's it. that is the new 2 Humble Bundles. Wow, there's a lot of these things. Let me know what you think. Are you interested in either of them? And again, do you have specific questions about, probably it'd be more this one that you would have questions about. If you want me to look into the actual asset and give you an idea of, how many files are in there, do you get the raw files, whatever, about a specific bundle here, do let me know. I will do my best to answer your questions down below. That's it for now, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.